Maverick Vinales, his first MotoGP podium, Suzuki's first since the Czech Republic Grand Prix of Brno back in 2008. There's me doing some research for the show. Look at me being all productive. But Maverick's first Suzuki podium, a brilliant ride, and again, it was very much a weekend where a lot of people were talking about Maverick in general, Johnson, and the big story going was that it was confirmed Yamaha had given Maverick a contract offer, and now he's been sitting here choosing between Yamaha and Suzuki, and we had similar conversations to this when Jorge Lorenzo's situation was up in the air about whether to go to Ducati or not after the bad feeling in the Yamaha camp. What do you think Maverick should do? Because it's clear he's got two offers on the table. Apparently Suzuki pays a lot more. Yamaha don't want to go and open up the whole boat for him just yet, but we all know Yamaha's a much stronger bike than Suzuki right now. What do you do if you're Maverick?
Well, I think you answered your own question there in that you have to go with, because, the whole thing, basically a lot of time when silly season in motorsport is about betting the house on where you think is going to be the best place for you at that time. And, Lorenzo is backing himself because he knows he's achieved everything at the top bikes, at the top teams now. He is backing himself to be able to make that Ducati into a championship winning bike. Viñales is at the situation in his career where he needs to get the best bike under him right now because he knows he's got the talent, or he'll always back himself, and he's got other people who are recognizing that talent. So surely if Yamaha is the dominant bike at the moment and it doesn't, Honda have tried closing the gap, haven't been able to do so. Ducati have tried for years, haven't been able to do so. Suzuki are there or thereabouts. You have to go with Yamaha, don't you? Surely. Although the only thing is, you're going to be in potentially the biggest shadow in all of motorsport, aren't you? So, I mean, imagine if Viñales goes in there and upsets the champ, upsets the GOAT.
Nah, I'm going to be real.
Unthinkable, isn't it?
I'm going to be real here. I don't like BT Sports coverage of MotoGP. I think there's too many egomaniacs and Rossi fanatics in that camp for me, but...
It does get pretty tribal, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Understatement of the century.
No shit, Johnson, but basically... But basically, Neil Hodgson made a couple of valid points, especially where he said that he feels like if Maverick goes in there and plays his cards right, he could take some of Rossi's fans when Rossi hangs it up, most likely at the end of 2018. But on the other side, there was one decent opposing view from MotoGP Hall of Famer Kevin Schwartz, who's been a big advisory role and mentor in the Suzuki camp, and he feels like Maverick should try and stay and build Suzuki into a future, powerhouse factory team and have him be the spearheading figure for that team and as team leader going forward. And King, I know you're an American. I know you obviously have a lot of respect for Kevin Schwartz and, a very historic figure in terms of, American bike racing and whatnot. And do you share his sentiments? What do you feel on this Maverick versus Yamaha, Suzuki v Yamaha debate? Do you stay with Suzuki and build a super team, or try and build a super team, or do you take the best bike on the table and try and win? I mean, what side of the fence are you on here?
Oh God, if I were Maverick, that's a very difficult.
It sounds like a new segment for the podcast.
Yeah, I mean. Yes, so you could go to Yamaha, be on the best bike, but you have to be teammates with Valentino Rossi, or you could try to work with what you got at Suzuki, and it's I'd rather be in Rossi's shadow and hope you get a better hand on him, because yes, you hope things improve at Suzuki, but do you really think that Yamaha is going to have an off year and build a terrible bike?
That's the thing. You're effectively gambling on Yamaha stumbling and Suzuki making up that massive gap in a year or so's time.
Because Maverick finished 16 seconds behind Lorenzo in that third place at Le Mans this time around. I mean, Suzuki have definitely improved from where they were last year. They're now perennially in the top six, and I think they'll get more podiums in the future. I think they will. I think someone in the factories are going to have bad days. Ducati's been scrappy this season. Honda obviously has Marquez, and a lot of the times, Maverick's have been on Pedrosa's heels a lot of this season, but they're not race winners yet, and for me, that's why I'm on the side of both of you guys. I think that the Yamaha move is a no-brainer. I think if he just goes in there, plays his cards right, he'll take a lot of Rossi's fans. I think he'll be the team leader going forward, and that is the best all-round package on the grid right now, and he will win races immediately, in my opinion. So I think if you're Maverick, I don't care what the money is. Go there, earn your keep, and get an enormous frigging contract when you win a championship eventually. That's my attitude towards it. Short-term pain, relatively speaking, for long-term gain. Even if Suzuki are willing to open the floodgates to try and keep him. But moving on from that, some more silly season stuff. I mean, there's obviously big prospects. I mean, there was a